Major General Johnson Thomas Umunnakwe Aguiyi-Ironsi was a senior Nigerian military officer and second Nigerian head of state. He seized power in the ensuing chaos following the 15th of January 1966 military coup, serving as the Nigerian head of state from the 16th of January 1966 until his murder on the 29th of July 1966 by a group of mutinous Northern Army soldiers who revolted against his government in what was popularly called the July Counter Coup. Early life. Thomas Umunnakwe Aguiyi-Ironsi was born to Mazi Aguiyi on 3 March 1924, in Umunnakwe, present-day Abia State, Nigeria. When he was 8 years old, Ironsi moved in with his older sister Anyama, who was married to Theophilus Johnson, a Sierra Leonean diplomat in Umunnakwe. Ironsi subsequently took the last name of his brother-in-law, who became his father figure. At the age of 18, Ironsi joined the Nigerian army against the wishes of his sister. Military career. Aguiyi-Ironsi enlisted in the Nigerian army on 2 February 1942 and was admitted to and excelled in military training at Eton Hall, England, and also attended Royal Army Ordnance Corps before he was later commissioned as an infantry officer with the rank of lieutenant on 12 June 1949. He soon returned to Nigeria to serve as the aide-de-camp to John Macpherson, Governor-General of Nigeria, and he was assigned as equerry to Queen Elizabeth II during her visit to Nigeria in 1956, for which assignment he was sent to Buckingham Palace to train. During the Congo crisis of the 1960s, the United Nations Secretary-General Doug Hammarskjöld appealed to the Nigerian government to send troops to Congo. Lieutenant Colonel Ironsi led the 5th Battalion to the Kivu and Leopoldville provinces of Congo. His unit proved integral to the peacekeeping effort, and he was soon appointed the force commander of the United Nations operation in the Congo. In 1960 he led the Nigerian contingent in Congo. He single-handedly negotiated the release of Austrian medical personnel and Nigerian troops when they were ambushed by Katanga's rebels. For this he was awarded the first-class Ritter-Kreuz Award. He also single-handedly confronted an angry mob in Leopoldville, disbanding them. This and many other exploits earned him the name Johnny Ironside, a corruption of his name Ironsi, with reference to various British military historical parallels. Ironsi returned from Congo in 1964 during the post-independence Nigerianization of the country's institutions of government. It was decided that the British General Officer Commanding of the Nigerian Army, Major General Welby Everard, would step down to allow the government to appoint an indigenous GOC. Ironsi led the pack of candidates jostling for the coveted position. A consensus was reached by the ruling Northern People's Congress and National Council of Nigerian Citizens coalition government, and Ironsi became General Officer Commanding of the Nigerian Army on 9 February 1965. Politics. Fall of the First Republic. On 14 January 1966, soldiers of mostly Igbo extraction led by Major Chukwuma Kaduna and Seogu, an Igbo from Okpanam near Asaba, present-day Delta State, eradicated the uppermost echelon of politicians from the northern and western provinces. This and other factors effectively led to the fall of the Republican government. Though Ironsi, an Igbo, was purportedly slated for assassination, he effectively took control of Lagos, the federal capital territory, with President also an Igbo Nnamdi Azikiwe refusing to intervene and ensure the continuity of civilian rule. Ironsi effectively at gunpoint forced the remaining members of Baluwa's government to resign. He then made the Senate President Nwa Forizu, another Igbo who was serving as acting sitting president in Azikiwe's absence to officially surrender power to him, staging a coup of his own and ending the First Nigerian Republic. 194 days in office, Ironsi inherited a Nigeria deeply fractured by its ethnic and religious cleavages. The fact that none of the high-profile victims of the 1966 coup were of Igbo extraction, and also that the main beneficiaries of the coup were Igbo, led the northern part of the country to believe that it was an Igbo conspiracy, though Ironsi tried to dispel this notion by courting the aggrieved ethnic groups through political appointments and patronage. His failure to punish the coup plotters and the promulgation of the now infamous Decree No. 34, which abrogated the country's federal structure in exchange for a unitary one, crystallized this conspiracy theory. During his short regime, Aguiyi-Ironsi promulgated a raft of decrees. Among them were the Constitution Suspension and Amendment Decree No. 1, which suspended most articles of the Constitution. The Circulation of Newspaper Decree No. 2, which removed the restrictions on press freedom put in place by the preceding civilian administration. According to NDAYOUKU, the Decree No. 2 was to serve as a kind gesture to the press, to safeguard himself when he went on later to promulgate the defamatory and offensive Decree No. 44 of 1966, which made it an offense to display a pass on pictorial representation, sing songs, or play instruments the words of which are likely to provoke any section of the country. Quote, he also, as per the proposals of a single-man committee, passed the controversial Unification Decree No. 34, aimed to unify Nigeria into a unitary state. Supreme Military Council Counter Coup and Assassination. On the 29th of July 1966, Ironsi spent the night at the Government House, Ibadan, as part of a nationwide tour. His host, Lieutenant Colonel Adekunle Fafuyi, military governor of western Nigeria, alerted him to a possible mutiny within the army. Ironsi desperately tried to contact his army chief of staff, Yakubu Gowon, but he was unreachable. In the early hours of the morning, the Government House, Ibadan, was surrounded by soldiers led by Theophilus Danjuma. Danjuma arrested Ironsi and questioned him about his alleged complicity in the coup, which saw the demise of the Sardauna of Sokoto, Amadou Bello. The circumstances leading to Ironsi's death still remain a subject of much controversy in Nigeria. His body and that of Fafuyi were later discovered in a nearby forest. Trivia. Thomas Aguiyi-Ironsi, Gen. Aguiyi-Ironsi's son, was appointed to the position of Nigeria's defense minister on the 30th of August 2006, 40 years after his father's death. The swagger stick with the stuffed crocodile mascot carried by Aguiyi-Ironsi was called Charlie. Legend had it that the crocodile mascot made him invulnerable and that it was used to dodge or deflect bullets when he was on mission in the Congo. Despite the stories, the crocodile mascot probably had something to do with the fact that the name Aguiyi translates as crocodile in Igbo.